This is the comment that inspired this video because she's absolutely right. It's difficult connecting and bonding with people on an entertainment or professional level, but especially making friends when you reach a certain age, especially when we're women. But don't worry, just like that video helped her, I'm sure this video will help you make friends as an adult and keep it fun with these 5 suggestions. So, as a woman in my 40s, I realize and recognize how difficult it can be as you get older to one, start to lose friends that you expected to be around for the long haul, and then two, making new friends, true friends at this big age, especially as women. I don't know what it is, but as we age, we grow further and further away from actually communicating with each other. We're not like those kids in the sandbox when you could go to the playground and you could kick some dirt in someone's face and then you're besties for the rest of your life. No, when you reach a particular age as an adult, it's difficult, or it could be if you allow it to be. Now, this commenter here watched my video where I was pointing out this exact fact. I don't have the same friends that I used to have when I was growing up, and that's okay because who I do have is my mother, and I call my mother my good girlfriend. In fact, my mother and I recently went to a mother-daughter day out experience where we went golfing for the first time. And that experience happened through an organization that I recently joined. And that is where the comment came from. She said she wished she had something like that, something similar in her area. Well, I responded back to her and gave her some insight. And hopefully, FA2 2024, you're watching this video and I can kind of expound on that. No, I'm not a therapist. Nope, I'm not here to share degrees with you. I'm here to share wisdom and what I've done to meet new people, make friends, and make it fun in my 40s. So if you are looking to do that, go ahead and pull out your notepad or pull out your tablet. You could tell I'm from the 90s. Notepad. Who has that? Let's get into the list of things that you can do to make new friends as an adult, particularly 35, 40-year-olds. Back last year, 2 years ago, there was an event where I'm from, downtown on what we call the Green. It was a wonderful event, festival of some sort, full of all the cousins. When I say the cousins, it's people that look like me, my skin folk. And on the Green was an organization that I was just so thrilled to see. I was excited because it took me back to my childhood. No, I'm not talking about playing in sandbox and kicking up dirt. I'm talking about when we went outside and we got the jump ropes out and you started turning the rope. Remember that? That was called double dutch. And you could probably tell I'll be double-handed right now because it's been that long since I jumped double dutch. The 40 plus double dutch club. I said, oh my goodness. And what made it even better was this was after I started my YouTube channel, That 40 Plus Life. So I said, Lord, are you speaking to me? Is this it for me? Maybe it was, but I did check into it. And when they had practices here where I'm from, it just didn't align with my schedule. But I will circle back because I'm here for it. It made me remember my childhood when we got outside and all you needed was a jump rope. And then the girls up the street and the girls around the corner will all come around and ask, what? Can I get a jump? And then just like that, all is well with your soul. You done made friends. Well, this 40 plus double dutch club is national. I'm pretty certain there are chapters within your area. And if not, if that's something that you are interested in, you can start one. If you go on their website, it has all of the steps that you need to take to start a double dutch club. And they're on Facebook. If you want to just buy a shirt and walk around with the shirt, that's great. But starting with something like that, if it's something that you enjoy, if it's something that brings you back to your childhood, if it's something that puts a smile on your face when you see it, when you hear about it, that's where you need to start. Because guess what? In that group, in that organization, you're going to find other women, other like-minded individuals that feel the exact same way about that exact same activity. It was so inspiring and it made me feel like a kid again. And that's something fun that you can do because they also do social hours and all that extra stuff. And it keeps you active. It keeps you fit, which is something that we need to do as we continue to age, which brings me to my second option for you. The second thing I suggest for you to do to make new friends as an adult and keep it fun is exactly that. Do something that keeps you active, that you enjoy doing, like line dancing. Now, I just found out about King George. You know about King George? I went on a cruise last year, and everyone on the cruise deck knew these line dances from this artist, and I was the only one that did not know. And I'm like, who was this? Shazamming all the songs, found out about King George, and I was determined to learn all the dances. So when I got home, I jumped on YouTube and learned all the line dances. And YouTube suggests other videos that you should know and see. So a couple more dances popped up. But don't just do it on YouTube. Find an organization in your area that's offering line dance classes. So you can go and be a part of a community of other people, not just women. There are men involved as well that love to line dance. Learn all the latest dances. You know who knows all the latest line dances? My mother. She teaches me everything. Oh, how the tables have turned. But if it's not line dancing for you, maybe hip hop dancing. I went to school with a young lady in my area who just started her own hip hop dancing class. Whatever that you think is fun, whatever that's going to keep you active, if it's Zumba, if it's line dancing, if it's kickboxing, join join a class. My lips are dry. Find a class, join the class, and you're guaranteed to meet other people, women that are just like you. Obviously, they love to have a good time because that's why they're there in the class. Number 3 of how you can make friends and keep it fun is exactly what the commenter pointed out on a professional level. Now, this will only be fun if you like your job. Do you like your job? If you love your job and what you do for a living, then there are always organizations that you can join to further your career and to meet your peers, your colleagues, and to go a little bit beyond the good time and the people that you're going to meet. That's a great way to network because it is about skill, but it is also about people. It's all about who you know that's going to take you to your next point in life to give you that next opportunity. So if you join an organization that's in your field and a job pops up or something becomes available, they're not going to think about the person that's in their own office. They're going to think about Nikki that they met in the organization at that social mixer at that bar. They had a couple of cocktails and Nikki made me laugh all night. Call Nikki because I know she's qualified and she was a good time. Okay. So if you love your job, find organizations that you can be a part of to meet people within your field. Now, if you don't love your job and you are looking to change careers or possibly even pivot like I'm doing, I'm not saying I don't love my job. I actually really do. I'm in the right career. I believe I am in the right career. I'm just doing a slight pivot as I continue to stay within my career and add on to it. So if you love your job or don't like your job, but you're starting something new, find communities and organizations that speak to what you are interested in. Join organizations like that. Go to those meetings, go to those mixers, go meet the people because those people are going to be in your future anyway. They're already aligned with your goals. So go meet them. Not everyone in the room will you mesh with. Find the ones that you do, laugh and kiki with them, and then you have your next friend in life as an adult. Now, I can tell you this. I'm going to talk to the people in the back for a second because I was one of the people in the back for a second and still kind of am. You're going to have to leave the house to get this done. You got to get up, get out and get something. You are going to have to get up out of your bed or get up off the couch. You have to go out to make friends. For the most part, I know that post-COVID, COVID kind of messed us up. The pandemic, it made us comfortable being at home, not really getting dressed, doing everything on Zoom, doing everything, everything's virtual these days. Well, now, since we're outside and the doors of the church are open and all of the businesses are open, you got to go back outside, at least for some of it, okay? But if you're not ready just yet to be in someone's face, if it gives you anxiety, where, mental health is a real thing, I'm not trying to tell you to go out there and, have a panic attack. Start small, because most of the things that I have already suggested, with the exception of the Double Dutch Club, you can't jump Double Dutch online, okay? But most of the professional clubs, for your career or what you may want to join, they have meetings virtually. So start there. Hop online, do some of their hybrid meetings until you feel like, okay, this person seems cool. I'm comfortable in the virtual room. Now let me step out of my comfort zone and go meet them at this next social mixer. You know, it's the holiday time, right? So a lot of Christmas parties are coming up. Perfect time to go out and mix and mingle amongst these people. But if that's too much for you, too many people all at one time, go ahead and do the virtual one. And then, side note, if you are watching this and you are thinking of starting an organization, if you are the president, if you're on the membership committee, if you are on the board of something, you may want to consider having a virtual option or a hybrid membership, because there are still people that are just not ready to come through the doors. Not yet. So allow them to get their feet wet, meet people virtually so that they connect with them, and they'll know someone when they walk into the room so that they can be a little bit more comfortable. Okay. We don't want to cause anxiety up in here, up in here. Now, speaking of being online, that was how many? That was 3. Okay. So one of the other organizations that I recently joined that has this in place, the hybrid option, alumni chapters. This has been so much fun for me. I am an HBCU graduate, of course, high school graduate, went to college, a cheerleader formerly. There are so many different alumni organizations. Join one. What have you done? Everyone has a walk, everyone has a story. There are alumni chapters for that. There's an app for that. Okay. So find your alumni chapter, whatever school you graduated from, whichever organization you are part of when you were in high school or in college. Reach out to some of those individuals from school. Facebook is notorious for the reconnection. It's also notorious for the BS. So be able to cipher between the two. Okay. That's not what this video was about. Reach out and stay connected. Find an alumni association. And the good thing about alumni associations or alumni chapters, for the most part, you're going to know those people. So you're already comfortable. You're just reconnecting with some of them. Maybe, for instance, they're the cheerleader association that I am a part of. We cheered for the same school, but a lot of us cheered different years. And then my college alumni chapter, of course, we graduated different years. I joined the alumni chapter of my school. And how ironic is this? One of my recent meetings, there was another person on the call, because again, we do hybrid, we do Zoom, we do calls, and they actually meet in person. It's a tri-state alumni association. I connected with someone from my school who was there when I was there. I was this young lady's RA. Isn't that crazy? I was a sophomore. She was a freshman. We're from the same area. Long story short is that's a perfect way for you to walk through the door, knowing someone or reconnecting with someone you already have so much in common. Okay. Talk about the days when you were this, when you were that, and make new connections. Alumni associations. And yes, they should, at least they should, have the option to go online. Those were 4 right there. Okay. And I didn't forget about the ones that are stuck in the house that are not just quite ready to go out and mix and mingle yet. We're going to pray for you to get out the house. This last one, this 5th one, I saved for last because this one was the most fun for me and totally unexpected. And it was online. No, I'm not talking about YouTube, even though YouTube is great. I told you about that cruise, right? Where I learned about King George. Before going on the cruise, I had so many questions because this was going to be my first time since college going on a cruise for 5 days, and the entire family, we were all going, including my son, an only child, a teenager, kind of moody, don't really know what to expect from on any given day. We don't know what's going to happen with this kid, okay? But when I can say he is social in the right setting. And I was concerned, as any parent would be, is he going to have a good time? Will there be other teenagers there for him to interact with, to connect with? And I was told you need to go on the join the cruise community, join the cruise chats. If there is a ship and a sail date, there's a community for it on Facebook. So if you have a cruise booked, go on Facebook. That's the one that I joined. So I'm specifically speaking about Facebook. Go on Facebook, type in that cruise ship with that cruise date, and there's going to be something that pops up. You ask to join, the administrator will let you in, but don't go in the cruise group. Don't join the chat group, try and sell stuff. Don't be weird. Don't be in there, trying to hustle. People are there genuinely asking questions and just looking forward to their trip. And I found information about what I was asking about for my son, and I think my son had a better time than we did on that cruise. There was a whole high school that went for their senior trip because this was during spring break. And I knew them before we got there and connected with people before we got on the ship. Those connections are still in place to this day. We're going on another cruise now. I'm just telling you, you want to have a good time in life as an adult. It doesn't work the same as it did when we were teenagers. And that's a good thing because, some of those people, where are they? Where are they now? Okay. Let's talk about what we can do in our present. There are ways that you can do it and ways to keep it fun and not be around stuffy, judgy people. Those are my 5 tips. I hope it helps you. If you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out just like this commenter did. And I hope you leave a comment. If you know of any other ways that we can connect with others as an adult and keep it fun, that doesn't just include cocktails, because cocktails makes for a good time anywhere. Make sure you leave it in the comments, okay? Thank you for watching.